Ristarte, a novice goddess of healing, is tasked with summoning a hero to save the world of Brande from a demon lord. She picks Seiya Ryuuguuin, a Japanese hero who has unusually high stats. She immediately summons him, and while he appears to be ideal for the situation, she soon realizes that she forgot to check to see what Seiya's personality was before picking him, which states that he is impossibly cautious. After seeking advice from fellow goddess Ariadoa, Ristarte decides to leave Seiya alone to train. A week later, he manages to reach level 15 doing only basic exercises. When they finally travel to Brande, Seiya tries to buy multiple sets of armor and other items. Outside of town, the first monster they encounter is a basic slime, which Seiya defeats, though he goes overboard, burning the entire area with explosions just in case any fragments are still alive. Just then, they are approached by Chaos Machina, a level 66 demon who is one of the 4 heavenly kings. She reveals that she was sent out to scout the area in order to kill Seiya before he can pose a threat. When Ristarte and Seiya flee to the Divine Realm, Chaos Machina decides to attack Idona. Seiya learns time moves differently in the Divine Realm. 2 days later, Ristarte receives a message from Chaos Machina demanding that they return or she will execute one resident every 10 minutes. Seiya is unconcerned as 10 minutes on Brande is roughly 16 hours in the Divine Realm. When he's finally ready, Ristarte is shocked to learn he's reached level 21. They return to Brande, where Chaos Machina realizes all Seiya's stats are higher than hers, so she transforms into her true form. When Seiya survives, it's revealed that he has been using the fake out skill the whole time to hide his true level, which is actually at level 37. Seiya then destroys Chaos Machina, which earns him and Ristarte the town's admiration. However, concerned that Chaos Machina might regenerate, Seiya blankets her charred remains with explosions. In the process, Idona is also destroyed, and the formerly thankful mayor of Idona now tearfully begs them to leave. When Ristarte and Seiya return to the Divine Realm, Ristarte wonders how the situation with Seiya is going to work out. Seiya realizes that his level increase has started to slow down. Ariadoa suggests he train with a god, so Ristarte introduces Seiya to the Divine Blade god, Cerseus. As the days go by, Ristarte notices Cerseus becoming depressed and even losing weight. On the 4th day of training, she finds Cerseus hiding as Seiya has already surpassed him but still refuses to let him take a break. Cerseus is now so terrified that when Seiya finally catches him, he throws his sword into the ocean, but Seiya simply drags him away. Meanwhile, Ristarte learns from Ishtar that in response to Chaos Machina's death, the Demon Lord plans on sending the demon Death Magla and an undead army to the town of Semul, where there are 2 warriors Ishtar has foreseen will be their allies. Ristarte takes Seiya to Semul, where they meet Mash and Ilulu, 2 Dragonkin descendants at a church. Seiya reveals that Father Marth is an undead in disguise and defeats him without even drawing his sword. He then thoroughly destroys the body with explosions. In the process, he also destroys the church. Afterwards, he bluntly tells Mash and Ilulu he does not need them. Outside the destroyed church, Seiya explains to Mash and Ilulu the reason why he does not need them. Just then, they are confronted by a group of knights who ask for help. Seiya agrees under the condition that he receives the payment. When Seiya and Ristarte arrive in the area where the undead army is, Seiya uses the Meteor Strike skill twice to wipe them out. In Semul, Ilulu tells Ristarte that she has not seen Mash in 2 days. Heading to Seiya's room, Ristarte learns that Seiya used the synthesis skill to synthesize the powerful sword. Via a 2-day viewing mirror, Death Magla reveals to them that he has kidnapped and tortured Mash. Just as he's about to kill them, Seiya uses the Dimension Blade skill to cut off Death Magla's hand through the mirror. After receiving Death Magla's physical location, they arrive there. During the fight, Death Magla summons Dark Furus. A confident Death Magla taunts Seiya by revealing what Dark Furus's weaknesses are. Seiya explains that he created different magic bracelets, allowing him to use magic attributes he has not trained with. After he defeats Dark Furus, he turns his attention to a stunned Death Magla. In Semul, Seiya tells Mash and Ilulu that they will be his baggage carriers. Mash then offers to take Seiya to the Dragon's Den, but Seiya wants to head to the Divine Realm first. There, Seiya has Mash train with Cerseus, while Ristarte has Ilulu train with Hestiaka, the goddess of fire. Afterwards, Ristarte accidentally bumps into Valkyrie, the goddess of destruction. Noticing how powerful she is, Seiya tells Valkyrie to train him. Valkyrie angrily confronts him until Ariadoa stops her. She then arranges for him to train with Adanella, the goddess of war. After 3 days of training, Mash has improved, while Ilulu's training has mostly failed due to her having no affinity for flame magic. As the party is about to leave, Adanella asks Seiya if she can come with him. Seiya bluntly rejects her offer. When they finally arrive at the dragon village, they are met by Lagos, who escorts them to see Levier, the Great Mother of Dragons. Levier shows Mash how to transform into a dragon. When Ilulu asks Levier to show her how to transform as well, Levier tells her that she is to become the mighty weapon, Exation, instead. Levier explains to the party about a legend that states that the Demon Lord can be defeated using Exation, which can only be forged when a female dragonkin of human appearance offers her life. When Mash protests, Levier reveals that the Demon Lord's forces controlled 70% of Gai Brande. Levier then offers everyone a feast prior to conducting the sacred sword ceremony. Later that night, Ristarte, Seiya, and Mash are enjoying the feast. When Ilulu has second thoughts, Seiya saves her. Levier reveals she anticipated that this might happen, so she laced their food with a paralytic. However, Seiya counters that he only pretended to eat, explaining why the drug did not work on him. Levier decides to confront Seiya. When she refuses to lift Ilulu's curse, Seiya fights Levier head-on. It appears that she is winning until she notices that she is about to fall into the abyss. Feigning her surrender, Levier attempts to kill Seiya. However, he manages to defeat her. Afterwards, Exation appears. Once the party leaves the village, Seiya admits to Ristarte that the sword he acquired is not Exation. They are then confronted by a group of knights. The Rose Guard Imperial Knights asks the party to help them fight the Demon Lord's forces at Olga Fortress. Once they arrive in the area, they see Beelzebub's horde kill several knights. Afterwards, the party meets up with Rosalie Rose Guard. They then head on to Olga Fortress. Inside, the council holds a strategy meeting. However, Seiya feels that the best course of action for him is to head to Divine Realm, where he calls Rosalie out for being too reckless. She angrily confronts him, where she continuously gets slapped by him. In the Divine Realm, Seiya asks Ristarte to introduce him to a god who can help him. She takes him to the verdant forest to meet Midas, the goddess of archery. While Seiya is training, Ristarte, Mash, and Ilulu run into Cerseus, who tells them that Adanella is still angry with Seiya. At Ariadoa's house, Ariadoa agrees to unlock Mash and Ilulu's dormant powers. Ristarte then heads to Adanella's house when she tries to warn Seiya. Adanella confronts her. He is able to calm her down to the point where she is no longer angry with him. Afterwards, it's revealed that Midas was watching the incident the entire time. At Ariadoa's house, Ariadoa shows Ristarte some of the dormant powers that Mash and Ilulu have unlocked. When Ristarte tells Ariadoa about Seiya's training with Midas, a worried Ariadoa reveals that Midas was banished because she was a nymphomaniacal goddess. When Ristarte attempts to warn Seiya, they see Midas tied up to a tree. After she frees herself, she lustfully attacks Seiya and Mash. However, Seiya is ultimately able to stop her. The party then heads to Olga Fortress, where they learn that Rosalie left. Arriving at Beelzebub's lair, they see him capture Rosalie. Just as he is about to drop her, Ristarte distracts him long enough for Seiya to shoot an arrow at him. Once Rosalie is rescued, Beelzebub turns his attention to Seiya. When he attempts to attack Seiya, he gets killed. After Beelzebub's horde is dealt with, Rosalie reluctantly tells Seiya about a legendary suit of armor in a shrine near the village of Izale. When the party arrives there, they find the village in ruins. They are then confronted by Kilkapul, one of the 4 heavenly kings, who reveals that he destroyed the armor so Seiya cannot use it. Kilkapul admits to the party that he knows he is not powerful enough, so he's going to exchange his life to invoke the greatest of summoning magic. Once he does, the Reaper, Cross de Thanatos, is summoned. Seiya has Ristarte send the party to the Divine Realm. When they arrive there, Seiya reveals that he has a plan. On the temple roof, Valkyrie is painting when Cross de Thanatos destroys her piece. After a while, she uses her ultimate skill, Gate of Valhalla, to finally get rid of it. Despite Valkyrie's warning about the skill, Seiya is impressed enough to ask her to train him. Mash and Ilulu then decide to head to Ariadoa's house. Meanwhile, Cerseus tells Ristarte that Ishtar wants to see her. At Ishtar's house, Ishtar tells Ristarte that the last of the 4 heavenly kings is leading an army. The next day, Ristarte arrives at Ariadoa's house to see how advanced Mash and Ilulu training has gone. They then head to Valkyrie's house. Afterwards, they head to Gaia Brande, where they see Volk's Rose Guard easily defeat Eraser Kaiser and his army. When Ristarte wonders why Volks does not fight the Demon Lord, he turns into a child. The party is stunned when they see Volks turn into a child. Later, the party decides to head to town. Once they are done, they head to the castle. Inside, Rosalie tells them that her father does not have long to live. While the party is meeting with Volks, he receives a message that the Demon Lord's forces are attacking the capital. Seiya takes Mash and Ilulu with him, while he has Ristarte stay behind with Volks. When Volks shows Ristarte around the cathedral, he reveals that the Demon Lord created a magical item called Chain Destruction, which is capable of destroying the real souls of gods and heroes. He also reveals that he's joined forces with the Demon Lord just as he was about to kill her. Seiya returns. During the fight, Volks becomes a demonkin. Volks appears to have won the fight. However, Seiya uses the counter break skill to return the same damage back to Volks. Once Volks is defeated, Seiya has Rosalie speak to her father before he dies. 3 days later, Seiya recovers and allows the party to have fun. While Ristarte, Mash, and Ilulu are enjoying themselves, Seiya heads off on his own. Ristarte, Mash, and Ilulu spend the day enjoying themselves. When they head back to the hotel room, they notice that Seiya is not there. Heading to Ishtar's house, they find a distraught Aryadoa who escorts them to Ishtar's location. Ishtar reveals that Seiya went to the Demon Lord's castle alone. She also reveals that despite her personality and demeanor, Seiya actually cares about them more than he lets on. She then shows Ristarte footage from 100 years ago when Aryadoa previously summoned Seiya to Ixphoria. Back then, Seiya would recklessly fight enemies while unprepared. When the party fought the Demon Lord, it appeared they had killed him. However, he revealed that he had 2 lives. As a result, he was able to kill the party, including Seiya, Princess Tiana, and their unborn child. After watching the footage, Ishtar reveals to Ristarte that she is the reincarnation of Princess Tiana. Despite warnings from Aryadoa and Ishtar, Ristarte insists on finding Seiya and opens a portal to the Demon Lord's castle, taking Mash and Ilulu with her to save their friend. Ristarte, Mash, and Ilulu arrive in the heart of the Demon Lord's castle. Before they can help, however, Seiya unleashes the Gate of Valhalla. Due to the skill's effects, Seiya's life force begins to crumble. Ristarte demands the full use of her healing abilities. With her full strength, Ristarte manages to heal Seiya's wounds in time. Before they can celebrate, the Demon Lord again bursts through the doors. Suddenly, Seiya stands up and calls forth a second Gate of Valhalla, finally defeating the Demon Lord once and for all. Seiya then says his goodbyes to his companions and disappears with a smile after he realizes who Ristarte really is. Sometime later, Ristarte is subsequently summoned to be punished. She is informed that she will be sent to save Ixphoria once again, but without any of her divine healing powers. And if she fails, she will be stripped of her divinity. Before Ristarte can accept, Ishtar reveals that the effects of the chain destruction were lifted when the second Gate of Valhalla was used. Ristarte receives the note of her hero's information and cries tears of joy when she sees Seiya's name and impossibly cautious personality written on it. Did you like this video? Let me know what you think about it down in the comments section. Oh, and don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button while you're at it. And as always, I will see you in the next video.